Meta Instant Forms are one of the easiest ways to generate home service leads on Facebook and Instagram. The ad opens a pre-filled form right inside the app. The lead taps submit and you get their name, email, and phone number in seconds. The problem is that those leads can sit inside Meta's lead center doing absolutely nothing for hours until someone remembers to check it. I'm Brian Shankman. I'm the co-founder and CEO of LeadTruffle, and we've processed thousands of instant form submissions, and the ones that get a text and email inside that first minute close at many multiples higher of the ones that sit for hours and hours. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to pipe every instant form submission straight into Zapier, automatically fire off a text and email the second the lead hit submits, and dramatically increase your close rate. Let's build it. The way that we're going to build this is by connecting your Meta account, your Meta business account directly to Zapier. They have a direct OAuth connection, which I'll show you how to connect. It takes all of 10 seconds. And then once those two are connected, we can make sure that every time a form submission is fired, Zapier will get the webhook for that. It'll basically just get a notification of, hey, you have this new form, and then we can set it up to trigger one or multiple SMS or email outreaches. Let's dive into Zapier now. Starting here in our fresh new Zap, we need to start with step 1 of 1, which is connecting to Meta and making sure when we get those instant forms that they're captured here in Zapier to start things off. So for number 1 trigger, we're going to type in Facebook leads, and then you'll see 2 options here. I've always used Facebook lead ads for business admins, maybe something a little different, but I usually just use Facebook lead ads. Now over here, you can select the account you want to connect to. If you've never connected before, you're going to see a button like connect new account. And what it's going to do is open up the auth screen here for you to then connect to your Facebook account. When you're doing this, guys, you want to make sure that whatever Facebook account or profile you're connecting to is an admin on the pages and ad accounts you want to do this with. So for example, if I was going to connect the Brian Shankman account and Brian Shankman, the user, was in no way tied to, Brian's HVAC ad accounts and the Brian's HVAC Facebook pages, this isn't going to work. So there is a little bit of permissions that you want to check. Now, if you're doing this for your own business or you're an agency, you really likely should be at least a user, if not admin, on those pages. But if you run into any errors, in the description, I'll put some common troubleshooting tips for as to why you maybe can't connect to the right pages and ad accounts. That's a whole separate video, but you will want to make sure that, you're an admin on those 2 things. Again, the Facebook or Instagram profile or pages and those ad accounts. And then you can go ahead and connect to the proper account there. In this case, I'm already connected to a couple accounts. So I'll go ahead and use this one here, support@leadtruffle.com. And then we need to choose the event. They keep it simple. There's only one event, which is new lead, which will trigger when a new lead is created. And now we can hit continue. Now, when it gets to this screen, guys, you're going to have options for pages and forms. Pages are what pages do you want to be tracking the form submissions for. Typically, if you're setting this up for you, it's going to be your business. If you're an agency, you want to pick your client's pages here. So I'll just go ahead and click one of these pages here. And then, as you may know, if you run Meta ads with any amount of, for any amount of time, you'll know that there's different forms. Instant forms are essentially a piece of creative that you can create. So you can choose that, hey, I only want to do this for the Palm Bay Hall form, or like most people, you want to do it with any form you're running. Because if you're running a form and getting submissions, you're typically going to want to have follow-ups on that. And then you can hit continue, and then you can test trigger to see the actual form coming through. Okay. And this is the good information you're going to get around who the person is, their name, their phone number, and all of that. Okay. So we can continue with selected record. And just to step out a second, guys, what we did was we used the Facebook lead ads endpoint to say, hey, every time a new form is submitted on these pages that I care about, go ahead and send me that form. All right. Now, step 2 is the outreach part. Now, 9 times out of 10, text is going to be your best bet. If you're running Messenger, there actually are some Messenger endpoints, which I'll do a different video on, and how you can automate Messenger follow-ups. And we also have that in my software company, LeadTruffle, as well. But what I'm going to focus on here is text and email, because what we've seen is if you can text someone, you get their phone number, you call them, that's going to be the best way to convert them Email is a nice additional touch point on that and can help. But let's start with text because that's really what's going to be the best and most powerful here. All right, guys. So for step 2, we do now want to put that text message step. So like I've shown you in my other videos, I'm using Twilio because that's what we have set up. We have approved phone numbers in there ready to go. There are many, many other systems you can use to trigger a text message in Zapier. I'm going to use Twilio because that's what I have set up. And in this case, what we want to do is send an SMS. Pretty obvious. So first step is from number. It's going to be the number I have assigned here. And then where are we going to send it, guys? We are going to send it to the phone number that I got from that Facebook instant form. Okay. Side note here, you really should put something called opt-in language on your forms. There's something called a custom disclaimer response. I have an article that talks all about how to do this, where you can basically put a little snippet of text at the bottom that says, hey, by submitting this, we're going to text you. Is it the end of the world if you don't know, but you do want to do these according to the book, where you put the language to let people know, hey guys, if you put your number here, we're probably going to text you, right? So you do want to put that in there. I'll link in the description my article on how to handle that on the Facebook instant forms. And then we'll come back to the messaging, but obviously you could just do something simple like, hey, this is Brian at Brian's HVAC. Do you still need help, right? And I'm going to come back and we're going to make that a little bit cleaner there. And then send large messages, we will say yes on that and continue. Okay. And I'm not going to test that step because I don't want to send that person a text message. All right. And then next piece down here, we're also going to do email. Okay. In this case, I have a Gmail account connected here. And so with Gmail, my Gmail account connected, I can do send email, and I'm going to use the Gmail account I already have connected, which is my personal account, and then set up the parameters here. So where are we going to send it? /email to the email we got. Subject, we'll leave blank. We'll just put subject here. I'm going to show you guys how to use AI to generate really good messages for this. So I'm just putting some placeholder text. Hey, this is Brian. And yeah, we'll leave the rest of that there and we'll skip the test. Okay. So framework wise, guys, we've got the new lead coming in. We're going to send a text message immediately, and we're going to send an email immediately. Now let's talk about the messaging piece. Okay. From a messaging standpoint, you of course can use any old boilerplate message, or you can use this newfangled thing called AI to write a really personalized message out to this customer. So let's do it live together. What I'm going to do here is add a step, and I'm going to use AI by Zapier. Okay. AI by Zapier is what it sounds like. It's a AI step that you can use to do all types of cool, creative AI generated pieces. In terms of using AI by Zapier, you can use their own models, as it's called, or if you have a ChatGPT or Claude account, you can bring your own API keys, totally up to you. And so what we want to do here is define our prompt and say, I am the founder of Brian's HVAC. I need to send a killer SMS and email to this meta lead. Return for me a 1 killer SMS, 2 killer email. And then down here, I'm going to take the entire step output. What that means is I just want the entire raw packet of information that came from Meta. All right, I'm just going to dump all of that into the AI and let it handle the rest. Okay. And then over here, I'm going to give some descriptors. I'm going to say should be short and focused on their needs and ask when we can come help. And you know what? I'm going to do the same thing for the email. And now with a lot of this AI stuff, guys, it's a lot of trial and error. So I'm just going to run that and hit preview and see what we get back. And then we can iterate from there. Cool. We got our messages back. Hey, first name, this is Brian from Brian's HVAC. I see you're looking for help with a full roof replacement. We'd love to help you. When's a good time? Okay. This looks good. Email looks, yeah, I love all of this. The only thing I'm going to say is notes. Don't include emojis because that can be expensive. And my phone is 12322. My email is brian@LeadTruffle.com. Okay. Why am I doing that, guys? Because I don't want this emoji in there and I don't want this to be blank. So now let's rerun that. All right. We got our updated output. This looks good. And then, yeah, we can ship this, or I'm going to put a little tip here. Don't include Guys, this is really just how AI works. It's not anything crazy. It's a lot of trial and error. You try one thing, see what the result is, try another. So once we get back this last piece here, I'll go ahead and show you exactly how to send these and wrap this up. Perfect, guys. Now we got our AI generated message. And the beauty of this is that we can do this work one time. And now every single instant form that comes in moving forward is going to get this same level of customization. Yes, this one is customized to my lead here, Simeon. But next time when Abby comes in and has a little bit of a different request and a little bit of different questions and maybe submit something different on the form, guess what? That email and text are going to be as equally customized to her. Okay, so you do it one time and then you reap the rewards over and over again without needing to think about it. So now let's get into sending. So when it comes to sending the step, right, we have our AI here. Let's go back into our SMS step. And now we need to input the text that we generated on the last step with AI into this box here. So if we pop this open, we'll see that my AI step returned two main values. One was my SMS content and one was my email content. So let's go ahead and put my SMS content in here. Continue. Looks good. I'm not going to test that right this moment. And now we'll continue. And now let's do my email step. Coming back here, we have the email for the lead, which is great. And we want to swap out the subject. We'll actually put the body here. Email content. Okay, see guys, this is a good catch here. There's a good example of where, trial and error, iterate, reiterate. Right now, the AI is giving me the subject and the body of the email in the same field. I actually need to break that out. So one way we can do that is come back here and just be more clear with the AI. Return A, subject, B, email body as two separate outputs. Okay. These are little things that you may not, always catch when you first start working with AI, but it's putting the subject and the body together. But on my email sending field, I need them separate. So let's ask it to rerun it and make sure we can get those separated out. Okay. All right. So it's not updating the outputs, but we can do it manually down here. So what I'm going to do is email content, edit, and say, this is the body of the email. Then email content, email. I'm going to say body of email content, save. And then I'm going to add a new field, which is subject of email content. And then do the subject line of my email, make it required. Now, if you don't want to do that, down here you can hit generate from prompt, guys, and it will do that for you. But I've done this a bunch of times, so I just know what I want. I'm going to tell the AI and hopefully get back the broken out body and subject line. Cool. Now we have our email body and our subject and can move on to the email sending step where I'll go back into the send email and then put subject. Let me scroll down so you can see that. I want the subject of the email content, good. And then I want the email body, boom. Okay, guys. So now we have the subject in the subject field. We got the body in the body field. We're sending it to this email and we want the reply to be my main email address. Okay, boom. And go ahead and hit okay. Continue. I'm not going to test this step right now, but just so you can see what it looks like in its final form, we have SMS, email, all good to go. And now for my final step, guys, I'm going to trigger this text and email out so you can see exactly what your leads are going to see. All right, guys, I went ahead and swapped out the leads phone number and email with my own email so you can see exactly what your leads are going to see when this sends. So I have the number here as mine. We have that AI generated text content. And now let's go ahead and test the step and see exactly what this SMS will look like. Great. Immediately got the text, pop it open. Hey, this is Brian from Brian's HVAC. I saw you're looking for a full roof replacement, etc. Looks great. Ready to ship that. All we'd want to do is, again, make sure to swap out, your test phone number if you're doing the test yourself with the actual phone number of the lead. And now let's take a look at the same email. I put in my business email here. We can go ahead and continue and hit test step and see what that email looks like. Cool. Now I got my email over here, your full roof replacement. Let's get you taken care of. I see the full body of the email. Looks great. If you guys want to get really, really fancy with it, you can put the email into HTML format by putting HTML in here and really controlling exactly how the email is formatted. If you want to do a graphic email, whatever it may be. But for most people, a simple text email that someone's going to read on their phone, this is more than enough to get you rolling. And again, SMS really does lead the way. So with that, guys, just to recap, we have our steps here of building out that Facebook lead endpoint so that every time a new instant form comes in, we get that tracked here in Zapier. We're going to use AI to generate both a customized SMS and email message template, and then we're going to use Twilio and Gmail to send out those messages, guys. A couple other things you could add on here if you want to get a little fancier is you could do multiple steps. The only thing with doing multiple steps is you want to create a table that is connected to this Zap so that if the person happens to reply, you can stop sending them. You could also just send one or two messages and ignore whether or not they replied. That could not be the best customer experience, but it is an option. So you can get a lot more creative with this, guys, and a lot more complex. You could send yourself Slack notifications every time one of these new leads come in. But in terms of the basics, hey, I want to get an immediate text and email out to this lead every time they come in. This is the exact way to do it. And that's the full build, guys. Every Meta instant form submission now gets a text and email within seconds on autopilot. This is one of the simplest automations you can put in place, and it's also one of the highest leverage ones for anyone running Facebook or Instagram ads. If you want more automation playbooks like this, real step-by-step builds for contractors and home service businesses, head over to brianshankman.com and sign up for my newsletter. I send out a new AI automation playbook every week straight to your inbox, and we have a full AI automation for home services guide directly on that website. If you want to see what we're building over at LeadTruffle, our AI speed to lead platform that captures missed calls and follows up on leads from Meta, Google, LSA, Yelp, Thumbtack, Angie's, and more, and is helping contractors every day book more jobs, head over to LeadTruffle.com. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.